Speaking of hardcore, from Las Vegas at the annual International Builder Show, renowned storm chaser Josh Morgerman is showcasing the benefits of building a climate resilient home. Now, according to the National Centers for Environmental Information, 8 out of the 10 years with the highest number of natural disasters has occurred in the last decade. Since 1980, there's been 332 natural disasters that have caused over 1 billion in damage, including 160 severe storms, 57 tropical cyclones and hurricanes, 36 floods, of course, for St. Louis is part of that, 30 droughts, 20 wildfires, 20 winter storms, and 9 freezes. We're in that, yeah, we're in that too. Now, there has never been a greater need to build a climate resilient home. As the world convenes in Las Vegas for the annual International Builders Show, the largest light construction trade show in the world, I have storm chaser Josh Morgan, and he's going to showcase the benefits of building climate resilient homes. Right, Josh?
Absolutely. James, thanks for the setup. I mean, man, all that research. I mean, you drove home a point that I make constantly, which is that North America is a very, very tough room for homes. I mean, you just listed all of the things. I mean, the abuses, whatever part of the United States you're in, your home is taking some kind of abuse, whether it is the extreme moisture that like warps things and causes like mold, to flooding, to the impact from high winds, to fires, to termites, you name it. But these are all the things that sort of like attack our homes. So more and more building resilient homes, ones that can withstand these events, which seem to be becoming more frequent. I mean, that is what it's all about. And builders that are smart are proactively looking at this now.
Well, speaking of that, besides the reasons to build a climate resilient home, what is the best way to get started?
Well, if you're not doing a new build, it's like, okay, what can you do with your home that exists now? And I'd say one of the best things that you could do is to look at the siding. What kind of siding do you have? And I strongly recommend going with fiber cement siding, okay? Because whether you have wood or vinyl or all those other materials, they all have issues, whether it's moisture causing molds and rot, whether it's, that they're not strong enough to withstand the impact of flying debris and windstorms, or whether it's they get eaten by termites, whatever it is. There's all the other kinds of siding have issues, but fiber cement siding is just impervious to all these things. And I'm working with James Hardie, and their Hardie siding is the gold standard of this fiber cement siding. Now, folks are like, a lot of folks are like, well, I want to be traditional, I want it to look like wood. This stuff, if you want it to, it looks exactly like wood. And in fact, a lot of historical districts in the United States approve James Hardie because of this product because it can look totally historical or totally modern, basically any kind of design you want. But that's one thing you could do. And the other thing I want to talk about, if you want me to expand on it, is looking at your roof. That's another really important thing.
Go ahead and expand on it. Let's talk
Okay,
about
so
that.
your roof, so whatever kind of windstorms you get, whether you're in hurricane country or more inland like where you folks are in St. Louis, where you get, kind of severe weather, tornadoes or severe thunderstorms, downbursts, stuff like that. I always say that if your roof stays on, you're going to be okay. You might have some broken windows and stuff like that, but that roof comes off, it's game over. So when I was building, I just built my house in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. So not St. Louis, Bay St. Louis. Little tiny town, not as big as your city. That's where I live. But I was just building my home, and I built on a budget. But one of the areas where I really put a lot of my money was on the roof, making sure that my roof was going to stay on. And I went with what's called a standing seam roof. It's metal panels. They're put on a certain way, and they can resist extremely high wind speeds. So I think that's another area to really look at with your existing home. What kind of roof do you have, and how can you reinforce it?
Would that also reply to our concerned people in Kansas City?
Absolutely. I think that a lot of the same kinds of, I think of all of Missouri as severe weather country. And also you guys, of course, deal with flooding. Now, another thing about bringing it back to Hardie siding is that it's FEMA Class 5 rated, which is the highest level for resistance to water, to flooding damage. So that's a really important thing. I know that that's something that you deal with all over the state of Missouri. So I would highly recommend for that reason as well.
Now, what are the latest building trends from the International Builders Show?
The thing I'm noticing, I think that it used to be that that throughout the United States, basically, folks would just build to make stuff look nice, and then they would have a major disaster. And then after, all the homes were mowed down, like I'm thinking of Florida in 1992, Hurricane Andrew just destroyed the suburbs south of Miami because a lot of the houses weren't well built. After that, they built back with really strict codes. What I'm noticing now is that builders in general are more conscious of climate threats, and they're being more proactive. So they're not just waiting for a disaster to happen, they're being proactive and almost going beyond code a lot of times to build stuff that is going to withstand all of these just incredible abuses that our environments bring to our houses.
Now, can you tell us about the new partnership between James Hardie and Habitat for Humanity to build climate resilient habitat homes?
I am so excited about this. So Habitat for Humanity, as everyone knows, they build affordable homes. So they have a program that's called Habitat Strong. So it's about building homes that are not just affordable, but also climate resilient. And James Hardie is the perfect partner for this, of course, because Hardie siding is all about climate resilience. So it makes a lot of sense. And I'm very excited about it. And when you think about it, the desire to make a home that is affordable and one that is climate resilient, those two sort of missions go hand in hand. Because here's the deal, if you build your home to be climate resilient, in the long run, you're making your home more affordable because you're saving money in the long run for repairs and upkeep. So it really makes a lot of sense. I'm very excited about this. This is just one of the really great ways that we could reinforce and make our communities better and more ready for the wild weather that's in store.
Now, where can our viewers go for more information?
Go to jameshardie.com. You can learn all about that partnership, and also just all the ways that you could give your house an extreme makeover and a totally new look with Hardie siding.
Now, wait a minute, Josh. You're Harvard educated. You're a very smart man. What made you decide to be the hurricane man and be a storm chaser?
Folks always have trouble like sort of processing those two things about me because I don't seem like a typical Harvard graduate. But yeah, no, I guess I was born with a screw loose. There's like the smart side, and then there's my parents decided where I went to school. That was their decision, and then afterward they couldn't control me. My wild side came out, and yep, I'm a professional storm chaser. But I know, yeah, the freak came out afterward. But anyway, I managed to hold it together still.
I love it, Josh. I really do. Been speaking with Josh Morgerman, the Hurricane Man. Thank you again for sharing your background and talking about the International Builder Show. Thank you again.
Thanks, James. I appreciate it. Thank you.